Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to the course on blockchain and cryptocurrencies. In this module 2.2, we will be discussing Bitcoin transactions and mining. Bitcoin has taken the world by storm, and it's essential to understand how transactions and mining work in this decentralized system. And to guide us through this module, we have our very own Avenger, the Black Panther. So let's get started by saying it out loud. Wakanda forever! Bitcoin transactions are the backbone of the entire system. Every Bitcoin transaction is recorded on the blockchain, which is a distributed public ledger. Transactions occur between two parties, and the transaction details are broadcast to the network. Miners then verify and confirm the transaction, adding it to the blockchain. So, how do Bitcoin transactions work? When someone initiates a Bitcoin transaction, the transaction request is broadcast to all the nodes on the network. These nodes are computers that run Bitcoin software, and they maintain a copy of the blockchain. The transaction request contains the sender's public key, the recipient's public key, and the amount of Bitcoin being transferred. The request is then verified by a miner who confirms that the sender has sufficient funds to complete the transaction. Once the transaction is confirmed, it is added to a block, and the block is added to the Bitcoin blockchain. So, how long do Bitcoin transactions take? Bitcoin transactions are processed by miners who verify the transaction and add it to a block. The time it takes to process a transaction can vary and is dependent on several factors. Firstly, it depends on the transaction fee offered by the sender. Miners prioritize transactions with higher fees because they get a percentage of the fee as a reward. Secondly, the transaction time depends on how busy the network is. If there are many transactions to process, it can take longer to confirm a transaction. So, what is Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining is the process of adding new blocks to the blockchain. It involves solving complex mathematical problems to validate transactions and add new blocks to the blockchain. Miners are rewarded with Bitcoin for their efforts, and this is how new Bitcoins enter circulation. How does Bitcoin mining work? Mining involves using powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems. Miners compete with each other to solve the problem, and the first miner to solve the problem gets to add a new block to the blockchain. This block contains a set of validated transactions and is added to the existing chain of blocks, forming the blockchain. So, what is the impact of Bitcoin mining on the environment? Mining requires a lot of energy and computing power, which has led to concerns about its impact on the environment. The amount of electricity consumed by Bitcoin network is estimated to be around 121 terawatt hour per year, which is comparable to the electricity consumption of countries like Argentina and Norway. However, it's essential to note that not all mining is done using fossil fuels. Many mining operations are powered by renewable sources like hydroelectric power. So, what are some of the positive aspects of Bitcoin transactions and mining? While there are concerns about the energy consumption of Bitcoin mining, it's important to note that the positive aspects of the system as well. Bitcoin offers a decentralized system where transactions can be conducted without the need for intermediaries like banks. This has the potential to make transactions faster, cheaper, and more secure. Additionally, Bitcoin mining has created job opportunities for people around the world, especially in the areas where energy is abundant and cheap. In conclusion, Bitcoin transactions and mining are essential components of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Transactions are processed by miners who confirm the validity of transactions and add them to the blockchain. Mining involves solving complex mathematical problems to add new blocks to the blockchain and is rewarded with Bitcoin. While there are concerns about the environmental impact of mining, Bitcoin offers a decentralized system that has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with financial systems. So, as we had an overview, let's get to the top interview questions for Bitcoin transactions and mining. So, let's get started with question number 1. What is a Bitcoin transaction? A Bitcoin transaction is a transfer of value between Bitcoin wallets that is included in the blockchain ledger. Question number 2. What is a mining reward? A mining reward is the amount of new Bitcoin given to a miner for adding a new block to the blockchain. Question number 3. How does the mining process work? Miners compete to solve a complex mathematical problem, and the first one to solve it gets to add a new block to the blockchain and receives a mining reward. Question number 4. What is the purpose of transaction fees? Transaction fees are incentives for miners to include a transaction in the next block they add to the blockchain. Question number 5. What is the impact of mining on the environment? Mining requires a significant amounts of energy, which has a negative impact on the environment. However, some mining operations use renewable energy sources to reduce their carbon footprint. Question number 6. What is the difference between proof of work and proof of stake? Proof of work requires miners to solve a complex mathematical problem to add a new block to the blockchain, while proof of stake relies on the validators to confirm transactions based on the amount of cryptocurrency they hold. Question number 7. How does the difficulty level of mining affect the network? The difficulty level adjusts automatically to maintain a steady flow of new blocks being added to the blockchain, making it harder or easier for miners to solve the mathematical problem. Question number 8. What is the halving event in Bitcoin mining? The halving event occurs approximately every 4 years when the mining reward is reduced by half, making it more difficult and less profitable for miners. Question number 9. What is the role of miners in the Bitcoin network? Miners add new transactions to the blockchain, secure the network by solving mathematical problems, and receive a mining reward for their efforts. And here we go with the final question. Question number 10. What are the positive aspects of Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining can provide economic opportunities in regions with low cost energy sources and can serve as a decentralized way of verifying transactions without relying on a central authority. So that's it from module 2.2, Bitcoin mining and transactions. We had an overview of this module and top 10 interview questions that can be asked for this particular module. We had the Black Panther to guide us in this particular module. So let's say one more time, Wakanda forever, and see you in the next one. Thank you.